Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a Friday favourite. It was my favourite kind of videos to film last year and I thought I would bring them back for 2023. For those just joining us, basically the idea is it's going to be a roundup of products that I've been enjoying this week. It's just a really good way of me catching those products that maybe are temporary because, oh, I really enjoy this, but I'm quick to move on to something else for review purposes, or something that maybe falls into my routine and then it becomes just like, oh, I'm using it every day and I forget to mention it because it's just part of the furniture. Some things I absolutely love, but I still replace with other things that I love just because of the YouTube of it all. So if you ever see me like massively rave about something and then I rave about a replacement of it, it's not that I don't love the thing before, it's just that I'm always looking for new things to recommend for you guys. And with that in mind, I'm gonna kick off with, I'm gonna mention this one because this is the one I'm using right now. I'm gonna use it up. It's the most expensive of the bunch and it was sent to me. So I want to tell you about it because I'm really enjoying it. However, I have two more cost-effective versions. This is the Vichy Mineral 89 Probiotic Fractions Concentrate. It's basically a niacinamide serum. It's very fancy niacinamide serum. Niacinamide has become my absolute hero skincare product in the past probably 6 months. It is included in my Skin and Me doser, which I've not been as committed to as I should have been. Over December, I was not having a particularly fantastic time, and one of the things that I let slide was kind of like my kind of personal skincare and stuff like that, you know, your routines that you get into. I was just kind of just going to bed and who cares. So I didn't keep up with my Skin and Me, and it's meant that in January, when I've really committed to using it every night again, I'm going through that purge phase. So I've got a lot of dryness, a lot of flakiness to the point of I've got some marks on my head right now where because I had some flaky skin, I used a flannel and it tore some little, so I've got like actual scratches. It's really hardcore. If you've used any kind of retinol or anything like that, I'm using tretinoin in my Skin and Me, you will know about this purging phase. But also, if you've used Skin and Me or something like that, and that has been your reaction, it's a temporary thing. You have to ride it out. And in my experience, the results are fantastic. Tretinoin has absolutely been a game changer in terms of my melasma. The pigmentation on my face has faded incredibly well. So I would say that it's worth it, but don't think that if you use retinol and that was your experience that you've been like, oh my God, this is terrible, I'm never using it again. Way off track. Niacinamide is in my daily doser, but I wanted something that I could use in the daytime as well because I found that it was pretty good for oil control. It was really good for reducing blemishes whenever I was having kind of like hormonal breakouts, which again, because I was having a bit of a rough time the last few months, I've had quite a lot of kind of stress breakouts, I would say. And I found that niacinamide was a really good product to help combat that. So when I was sent this from Vichy, initially I was just using it because I was like, this is a really nice skincare product. Everything else from the range is like super hydrating. Really enjoying it. And then I thought, why do I like this so much? So I started Googling the ingredients. It's just a fancy niacinamide. I know that real skincare buffs would tell you all the ingredients and all. That's not what you come to me for. So the other two, one that I absolutely love, and the one that of all three of them, I would say, if you can get your hands on this, this is the one I would recommend. It's the Primark one. It's the PS Niacinamide Booster Serum. This is 10% niacinamide, as is the other one I'm going to talk about, whereas the Vichy one is 4%. This is definitely more of an all-rounder with some hydrating ingredients as well. It's an absolute wonder ingredient and you do not need to spend a lot of money because this I think is like £4. I couldn't find this anywhere in my local Primarks, but very kindly a few of you actually sent me some bottles, so I am stocked up now. But I would recommend you trying these Primark boosters because they're a really good way of trying, I mean, not even just trying, they're great. I would repurchase them. I wouldn't even say, you know, a way to test out. They are a legitimate skincare item that I would say this is where I would go and buy this from. Niacinamide helps to reduce inflammation. So if you are someone who suffers with breakouts, this is going to be great. It also helps to reduce fine lines, just kind of like soften everything. And of course, it helps to even out skin tone, which is always what I'm looking for. So I wanted to mention this, although this is not what I'm using every single day at the moment because I'm using up that Vichy one. this is the one I would actually recommend. When I couldn't buy that one, I got the one from The Ordinary. Now this has got 1% zinc as well. And it says on the front, high strength vitamin and mineral blemish formula. That is what I would more say this one is for. This is a little bit drying for me. I'm gonna save this one for specifically when I have breakouts that I want to reduce, because I felt that this was really better than the Primark one for that, but as an all over, it was a little bit too drying. So maybe not for you if you've got kind of like combination dry skin, or like me, if you're just super dehydrated all the time, which makes no sense because I swear to God, I could not drink more water than I do. I have a new favorite, fixing mist. I wouldn't say necessarily this is a fixing mist. It is a setting spray, but I wouldn't say it necessarily fixes my makeup in place, but it definitely makes me feel like at the end, rather than doing a powder, I'll spritz this and it kind of like helps to set things a little bit. It doesn't really help to improve the longevity or anything, but it's like when you don't want to use a powder, I'll use this. Incredibly, incredibly hydrating. Again, if you are very dehydrated, like I seem to be at the moment, if you've got a dry skin, that kind of flakiness, sometimes when you put on all of your foundation, you see that it's kind of settled into some of those dry areas. It's not cute. If you've over powdered, this is fantastic. It has not taken the place of my beloved Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. That is still magic, but it does a similar thing where it kind of melts the makeup together to make it look more skin-like, but it's super hydrating. Whereas I would find that the Morphe one, if I was using that every single day, it wouldn't be fantastic for my skin because it's fairly high in alcohol content. Can you guess what's in this? Niacinamide! Niacinamide is in this, as well as glycerin. So again, overall, it's kind of like a hybrid skincare product. It's gonna maybe do something good for my skin over a long period of time, but also the glycerin is helping to hydrate and not dry up my skin. There's also a fantastic mister on this. That's what it's all about. While we're talking about skincare, this is the NuFace device, which is a, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, microcurrent. I was like, So it beeps. Wait, you'll hear it in a second. It's gonna beep. There you go. It beeps as you use it on your face. You kind of massage it around your face. There's various routines that you can follow online, but I kind of just like make it up. I do the same kind of thing that I would use with my gua sha stone. Absolutely love this. I've done a review of this. I don't know whether or not it'll be up already, but I've done kind of like a before and after, and you can see on my blog, and I also post it as an Instagram reel. So you can actually see this in action. It's fantastic. It lifts, it seems to firm my jawline. It lifts kind of here. It's definitely temporary. You have to use it every day to see the result. This is not something where you use this for like 7 days and you're going to see a lasting something. It's not going to be like that. But if you are someone who maybe is contemplating some kind of medical intervention, you're thinking about having some kind of treatment, this is £131 right now. I paid a little bit less because I got it in the Black Friday sale. I have reached out to Current Body and asked whether or not they would give me a code for you guys. I paid cash for this myself. I was not gifted this. But if by the time I post this video, they've come back to me, I will leave that for you in the description. I love this. It definitely makes a difference. There is a 90-day return on Current Body, which I absolutely planned to use if it wasn't for me. The reviews that I've seen basically fall into two categories. I think either you are not prepared to spend the time to do it, which I totally get because there's plenty of things that I'm like, I know this works, but I'm just not prepared to put in the time. I would say IPL devices, that's me. I have seen fantastic results, incredible results on my bikini line because it's a small area. I do not have it in me to commit to using that on my legs. It's just too large of a surface area for me to commit to. So there's that kind of camp, and those people tend to be irritated that they haven't had results as quickly as they wanted, or that they won't be lasting results. They have to use it every single day. And then you have the absolute die-hard fans that use it every day and absolutely love it and can't tell enough people about. I think it's about realistic expectations and about time commitment. So the fact that you've got a 90-day time where you can actually send it back is great, because I think within a couple of weeks, if you're still using it 2 or 3 weeks down the line, you're probably going to commit to it. But if you, even if you love it, day one, you're like, wow, this is incredible. If you know you're not going to use it every single day, it might not be worth keeping. My justification was I am constantly tempted for a little bit of Botox, I'm always tempted to have a little bit of something. And this was £131, a fraction of what Botox would be, which would be temporary anyway. And I thought this would be a fun thing to review for you guys. but actually I'm obsessed. I didn't use it every single day, and I've gotten into the habit now of when I make my coffee in the morning, I'll kind of have my coffee, I'm watching TV, 10 minutes, 5 minutes each side, and then I go about my day and do, you know, my rest of my skincare, my makeup, whatever it is I'm gonna do. But there are days where I don't make my coffee in the morning, so I don't remember to use it. It is what it is, but it's a temporary result. It's a lift, it is effective, but it's not gonna be for everyone. I wouldn't be me if I didn't recommend what I think are discontinued products. I'm still including these because they make bronzer versions of these. So I got these a year ago, maybe they were sent to me, and I just didn't really like them when they first came. Pixi On The Glow Blush. I'll tell you why I didn't like them. I thought they were weirdly sticky. They sent me at the same time like a moisture stick, which I understood kind of, but didn't use that much. But these are really hard, like it's a lot of product and it's quite pigmented. I just didn't understand who was gonna buy this. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like, well, would you put all of that on your face? How do you use this product? I'm totally sold. All of a sudden, over Christmas, when I was just wanting to put on a little bit of makeup to perk myself up a little bit, but I didn't want to do a full face. I wasn't even necessarily wearing foundation. I was just swiping. I was actually mixing these two. These are, again, this might be pointless to tell you because I think you can get them on the Pixi website, but seems to be gone from everywhere else. Ruby and Juicy, these are. I was mixing the two together, just kind of like a little bit, so easy. The quickest of quick makeup. And blush makes such a big difference, especially when you're feeling a little bit dull and like grey. A little bit of blush really perks up your entire face. Blush and mascara. The older I get, the more I think, this is it. These are the two keys to the makeup universe. And they're really not sticky. They kind of have got like a balm-like quality. But again, if you're using that on bare skin, which I have tended to be, although over makeup it looks good as well, once you blend it out, it's not sticky. It just kind of has got kind of a balminess to it. But I liked the glow. I liked the sheen that left behind without it being like, I mean, you can see, it's not shiny, but there might be like a little something. I just came around to them and you can't get them anymore. Anyway, you get bronzer versions. They seem to still be available, so I will link those for you. But if you have one in your drawer, that's really the people that I'm talking to. If you have one in your drawer and you're like, am I ever going to use this? Pull it out. Maybe you've changed your mind. Speaking of changing my mind, I loved this gel at Tilbury, colour Chameleon. When I first bought it, I was like, this is incredible. Love the colour of it so much. It's like smog in a liquid, not a liquid, in a pencil form, like a gorgeous bronze. I remember when I bought it saying something similar, and it was really easy to use. It's not too intense, gorgeous. And then quite quickly I realised it creases like a mother. And something like this, I want to be able to put this on my eyes without any messing around. I want to put it on and I don't want to have to do like primers and stuff, none of that. I just wanted to be able to put it on, smudge it out, done. It creased so badly that I kind of relegated it to my basket of disappointing products. I went through that basket recently and I just thought I'm going to pull out some things and try them again. I used this with a primer and it is a complete different product. I mean, of course it is, but it is a completely different product. Now I put my primer on, which is the NYX HD Studio, and I do want to just preface this with, they kind of do say you can use this without primer, and all of the reviews that I saw before I bought it said, it's fantastic, even without a primer. Look, 7 hours later. I don't have incredibly oily eyelids, but wow, that was not my experience with this product. So yeah, over the top of this, I then use a brush to kind of smudge it out. I've been using then a little bit of black eyeliner and smudging that out and just doing a really nice kind of smoky eye. So simple. I really like this product now. Using it in a different way. Still kind of disappointed because it's not what I wanted it to be, but happy to have found a use for it and happy to have kind of fallen back in love with something that was actually quite expensive. And lastly, this I think I must have mentioned in a recent favourites video because it's one of my favourite of all time lip liner colours, and it is Urban Decay Manic. I found this on ASOS for like £11, so I'll link that for you, but it's not on a lot of websites, which making me a little bit nervous. I've got quite a lot of it left, but I feel like maybe I need to buy another one as a backup because I have a bad feeling. This could be discontinued. Again, it's on some websites, but not a lot of websites. I don't know. I love this colour. Love. If I wear it lightly, it can be kind of like a, not quite what I'm wearing now, but like a Your Lips But Better. But for the most part, it's like just the deep enough colour, that it looks quite bold while it's still being quite neutral and wearable. This, with, I mean, this particularly sheared out with Carmex Lip Balm, gives me the TV lip, you know I'm obsessed with. Oh, Carmex Lip Balm, it just gives that balmy gorgeousness. Do you know what? I love a TV lip, but I've been noticing recently, and I don't know if this is like a decision made in certain shows that I've been watching. We've been watching Yellowstone specifically, I'm thinking of, but also The Catch, that their lips were so dry. There's a woman on Yellowstone, you know, no shade to the woman on Yellowstone. I don't know whether or not it's a decision, like they're gonna, you know, like sometimes they leave people with less makeup because they want them to look worse, that the character for that story. I don't know whether or not this is an intentional decision that they have left her lips looking super, super dry because she's supposed to be a bit of a hot mess, or if it's because she's having makeup applied all the time. I don't know what it is, but I can't, it's quite distracting. It's quite distracting. I can't stop staring at the super, super dry lips of the woman on Yellowstone. Whereas under normal circumstances, I'm just like, oh, heavenly. I'm obsessed with TV makeup. Everything is just so beautiful. Obviously they come in and they touch everything up and everything's gorgeous. But the TV lip though, it's like it's not glossy, it's not lipstick, but it is what I have decided over the years must be a lipstick or a lip liner mixed with a balm, because it's just, it's like perfect lips. And so the more I see normal, you know, like when people were saying last year, like, let's normalize skin texture, I'm like, yes, all in. But not on TV. On TV, what did I watch recently that was like really high def? It was, oh, Glass Onion. Oh my God. I don't think we need it to be that high def. I want a little bit of smoothing. I want a little bit of like almost face tuning on my actors. I don't need to see every pore, especially for the women who are obviously wearing relatively heavy makeup because it's TV. I don't think we need that. I think it's quite distracting when we see those things. So although in real life and on social media, yes, let's see some skin texture. Let's see, you know, everything's not perfect. I kind of want everything to be perfect on TV. Am I alone? Honourable mention to Carmex. That is actually, I think, my favourite lip balm of all time. And I know I go back on lip balms. Lip balms are like the thing I probably have the most of, including all skincare, all makeup, all everything. I have a whole tub of lip balms. I'm always searching for the ultimate lip balm, and I feel like my lips are always dry because, again, dehydration. I don't know. Maybe we'll find out that there's something wrong with me. But Carmex, I go back to because, especially the one in the tub, I can slather a load of it on. It feels mask-like once it's all on, but also you can mix it with things and make a gorgeous TV lip. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me this week and for sticking with me this year. I know that, I mean, I feel like it's been a couple of years since I've been really myself, and we'll talk about that in a different video, but I really am starting to feel like I'm turning a corner, and it feels like 2016 all over again, as I said to someone earlier today. But yeah, thanks for sticking with me, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.